Okay. Hey everybody. If you're joining me live, we are here with a very special guest. I've been trying to book this gentleman for a while now, and thankfully, now he is available and he has the time. And he is able to join us. But before we get to that, we're going to roll my intro. Here we go. Okay, hey everybody. Like I said, we have a very special guest with me. He is to my left. David, Mr. David, sir, why don't you introduce yourself for everyone watching at home and tell everyone who you are for a little bit?
Yeah, my name is David Lee Chu Sarchet. I'm a Reformed Presbyterian Christian who suffers with mental illness, and I'm also a Christian apologist too.
Okay, excellent. And you are also you are sorry, you are in an AMBW relationship or marriage. Is that correct?
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. Well, David, I have a lot of questions for you. But first, I want to bring up something, going a little bit out of order here. So excuse me if you will. But I do have a question, and it was something that you just brought up right now, and that was that you deal with mental illness.
Yeah.
Um, and so for me personally, I feel like that is something that is sort of swept under the rug, just in general.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people in general don't have a full understanding of what mental illness really is or how it affects people, and their families and whatnot. Um, and I've watched some of your videos and whatnot content. And I know that you've talked about it before, but now that you're on this channel right now, and with everyone watching this live and on the replay, I would like if it's okay with you, I'd love for you to go into more detail about sort of what it is that you deal with exactly, and you can, like I said, talk as much as you want about it because we're here to learn. So
Okay. Well, I'm diagnosed with a mental disorder called schizoaffective disorder, bipolar type, and what that is specifically is I have the typical like extreme ups and downs, like the extreme mood swings of bipolar, where I go like really high up in mania to really low in depression. But those periods of in between those periods of mood swings, I have periods of psychosis where I can have like grandiose delusions, or I can have hallucinations, either auditory or visual. I can I just had that's pretty much basically what schizoaffective disorder is. But I mainly have like auditory hallucinations, not really visual hallucinations. But yeah, you're right. It does get swept under the rug a lot. And like people don't really. It's still very much taboo. It's getting better in society. People are talking about it more, but it's still taboo in our society and there's a lot of ignorance surrounding mental illness, and that's part of the reason why I talk about it on my YouTube channel is to break the silence.
yeah, no, absolutely, sir. And yeah, so again, thank you very much for opening up about it. That's something that, obviously when I was growing up as a kid, and even now to this day in my 30s, I'm like, I don't really know anything about mental illness. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I know I've heard people talk about it a lot, but I don't feel like and really anyone really knows what it means unless you don't. This might sound insensitive, but it's my honest opinion. I don't think anyone really knows what that means unless they actually have it, or if they
yeah,
have,
yeah,
unless they have a family member or loved one that is also has it.
yeah. I
Um,
agree.
yeah. so if you don't mind me asking, like how do you deal with that? Like, is there, you know what I mean? Like, how
But
is there some sort of therapy or anything like that?
yeah, I go through therapy. I also take medication for it, and my church has been very instrumental in helping me out. And like my relationship with God um has helped, and also my wife has been a great support to me as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And shout out to David's wife, because I know you're watching, and it's awesome that you're supportive of him. And honestly, that's the kind of marriage that I think everybody wants. Really, you know what I mean? Is to have
Yeah,
their man or their woman, right by, basically ride or die. You know what I mean? Just right there by their side.
exactly.
Helping them, and I think
Exactly.
that's wonderful. I think that's great. So how are you feeling, David? I mean, I know that we're going through some stuff, and but now you seem a lot better. So
Yeah.
you feeling good, man? Feeling good?
I'm pretty good. Yeah, I had I had an issue earlier in the year where I had to go through intensive surgery and I was in the hospital for like over 80 days. But I recently got my strength back. I'm walking normally again. Like I don't have to use a walker anymore. Um like the only thing really that I have to deal with now is I have an ostomy bag, but I'm hoping I can get that reversed. Like
What is an ostomy bag?
what?
What is that exactly? What does that do? What does the bag do?
Um, I don't know how to I don't know how to put this in a way that's not going to be crude. Um,
Oh,
it's
dude, talk away. All good, man. I mean, well, let me first preface this by saying, if I'm asking you questions that are, like, maybe digging too deep into your personal life, then feel free to let me know.
oh no, I'm open
I'm not
about
here to
it.
put you on the spot or make you feel uncomfortable or anything like that.
Yeah,
So,
no, it's just pretty much it's a bag that pretty much like it pretty much I defecate into the bag. It's connected to my stomach and like my feces come out into the bag.
oh,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, what, man. Yeah, again, I know that's just it's pretty personal stuff there. So, but
Yeah.
I appreciate you for opening up about it, dude. I think in
Yeah.
the end, just as long as you're doing well, right, and you're doing better and you're safe, you know what I mean, and
Yeah.
alive, and all that stuff. That's what really matters, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So everybody, watching this, I know this man right here has been through a lot, but he's also one of the biggest advocates for AMBW. I have seen his channel. I've seen a lot of your videos, some of which are pretty old. I mean, not old in a bad
Yeah.
way. You can tell that you've been in the game for you've been involved with AMBW for a while now.
Yeah.
So, and we'll go into that as well in more detail. But yeah, so David, tell us, about your relationship, with the church and with your religion and whatnot, and what it is exactly, that you're involved with, and all that stuff.
Well, my church, like I said, I go to a Protestant Reformed church. It what that is pretty much. It comes from the Calvinist tradition. I'm a Calvinist. Like it comes from like the Calvinist is pretty much like from John Calvin and Martin Luther, the Protestant Reformation. Um, and it has a long it's a long history behind it. But that's pretty much I've been part of that since I was like 23. I've been in Reformed churches since I was 23. Um, or I've just found that in the Reformed tradition, like the our understanding of Scripture, like I found because I've studied many different traditions, like different denominations, and I found that the Calvinist understanding of Scripture is the most consistent with the Scripture. Like not to say that it's not to say that it's the only true denomination, because that's actually when Reformed theology goes bad, they start to say that they're the only true church, like Roman Catholicism did. But like, but like we don't say that. Like we acknowledge that that other churches are real churches as long as they have the true gospel. But like, um, yeah, but I have found that the Reformed teaching or the Reformed understanding of Scripture is the most consistent with Scripture. But that's like, but yeah, like I found that. ever since I became reformed, my spiritual life, my relationship with Christ has been more richer, has been more fuller. Like, yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Well, that's great, man. Thank you very much for that. I
Mm.
know religion, especially in YouTube and just in the media in general, like, politics and religion are typically kind of, no nos. You don't typically want to bring them up because they can be very, hot topics for some people. Uh,
Yeah.
but here, man, AMBW channel, we don't give a shit about that. We want to talk about everything. We want to talk about everything here. So talk away.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I
well,
will
yeah.
say part of the reason on my YouTube channel these days, like I do talk about mental health awareness on my YouTube channel, but I try and talk about it from a Christ centered perspective because, like how we were saying, like mental illness is kind of taboo in society. It's really taboo in the church. Like most of the church don't even acknowledge mental illness, or when they do, they say it's like demonic possession or something that's crazy like that. So I work really hard on my YouTube channel to kind of combat that in the church.
Excellent. Yeah. No, I want to talk to you. I have a few more questions regarding mental illness and stuff, but I want to before we go further, I want to bring up your YouTube page, and there it is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
there
my
it is.
wife actually changed the banner to that, like when I was in the hospital.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And
She's the
so,
one. She's the one that's the tech savvy one. I'm not really that tech savvy.
oh, okay, yeah, no
Yeah.
problem. I'm gonna browse through your page really quickly, and as I do that, I don't want to talk. So why don't you just share with us a little bit of the content as I go through it. Right? And I want to do this because I feel it's important. I want everyone seeing this, to check out his page. There's a lot of cool stuff on here. Talks a lot about religion, about issues like mental health, even yeah, all that stuff. So it's very interesting. So yeah, I'll put myself on mute. But David, why don't you take us through the page a little bit?
Well, I mean, like I said, I talk a lot about mental health issues. Um, I haven't really spoken about AMBW because I feel like I said all I could say about AMBW. Like, I mean, I've been married since last year of July 24th,
Oh, okay.
but like I would like to start doing like AMBW couple videos with my wife, but
Mm.
I want her to like be comfortable with that idea first.
Oh
Like
yeah.
that's why I haven't really shown her on camera yet, because I want
Mm.
her to like she's actually still new to the whole AMBW scene. Like
Oh
so I haven't really been trying to like push this onto her. Like I want her to like kind of ease herself into it.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely, no problem, no problem. And
Yeah.
like I said, everyone, if you're watching right now, or on the live or on the replay, check out his page. Check out David's YouTube page, and a lot of cool stuff on there. Some of it is from a while back, but it's okay because I feel like David on this page, you got a good variety of content.
Yeah.
So there's
I
something for
definitely
every.
I definitely look a lot different from back in the day than I do now.
It happens. It
People have
happens. To
pointed that out to me many times.
It happens to everybody, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But no, but like I said, as long as you're, we want you to be in health, good health, and good spirits and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
you seem to be doing a lot better than you were, what, like a few weeks ago or a few months ago.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's very good. Um, yeah, you got here. This is your YouTube page. So go check out, everyone. Go check out his page. I will link the video. I will put the link in the description of this video afterwards. So okay. So hang on. Let's see here. So yeah. Okay. So David, I want to go into your marriage a little bit, if you don't mind.
Okay.
So can you tell us how exactly did you meet your wife?
We actually met on Facebook. She's from Wisconsin. I'm from Colorado, but I moved here to Ohio probably like maybe like 3 years ago because like I was taking care of my mom. My mom also suffered. My mom, well, she passed away recently while I was in the hospital.
I'm
But
sorry
like,
for that.
yeah, thanks. Well, I was taking care of my mom, and I was taking care of my mom, and I needed my sister's help taking care of her because I couldn't. It was becoming too much for me to handle on my own. So I moved her out here so I could be closer to them so they can help me. And then like I don't know, probably like my mom ended up having a stroke and she had to go get rushed to the hospital. She ended up in a nursing home for the last days of her life. But like around that time when she had her stroke, I met my wife. She actually it was kind of funny because she heard about AMBW, and she's a writer like me, so she wanted to try her hand in writing a fiction story about AMBW. So she joined a couple AMBW groups on Facebook because she wanted to like talk to some people and get some ideas to write a story about it. And then she was going through one of the groups to look at what kind of people were in the groups. And she saw me and she saw that we were both in a group called Reformed Bars, which is a Reformed Christian hip hop group. And she got excited because she saw, she was like, oh, is he Reformed? And so she messaged me. She added me as a friend. And then she messaged me and we talked. And then one thing led to another. We ended up meeting in Chicago at like a halfway point, like because she had a race because she's a runner. So she had a race to do in Chicago in like November of that. I think it was like 2019. She had a race, and we met up there. We went on our first date, and yeah, the rest is history.
Well, that's great, and again, I mean, I already did a shout out to your wife, but I do want to state that is an amazing story, man.
Yeah,
I would say that shows right there. Obviously, I don't know you or your wife, but I do want to say just from what you said alone that it sounds like that you both got lucky. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You both got lucky, so I think that's fantastic. And
yeah,
to all the men and the single men, women watching, that's how you get a woman, or that's how you get a guy. It's through maybe not the exact same circumstances, but their story goes to show that you know what I mean, that real love can exist, right?
yeah,
Even even
exactly.
even when you're at your lowest point or not in a great spot, the that's sort of how I feel like that's almost like a very kind of determining factor whether or not someone actually accepts you for who you are and likes you for who you are and cares for you. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of women, and obviously when I say this does not include your wife at all because your wife sounds awesome, but when I feel like a lot of women nowadays is sort of the opposite, right?
yeah,
They're very opportunistic. You know what I mean? They go after
yeah,
guys who have a lot, have a lot of money, who drive fancy cars, you know what I mean? All that stuff, like super
yeah.
famous, and like, you know, it's just, I mean, that's it's unfortunate, but it sounds like you got a good one. So congratulations to you, sir, and to your
Thanks.
wife. I think that's a wonderful story.
Yeah.
And again, I'm so sorry to hear about your mother, man.
No, I appreciate
That's
that.
terrible. Yeah, yeah. But
I'm just glad that when I was in the hospital, they worked it out for me to at least see her before she passed. Mm.
no, absolutely. So, you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I just turned 33 June 17th. I was
Oh,
actually, but I missed it because I was in the hospital during that
yeah.
time.
Well, it's okay because now you're
I,
married, so that's
yeah,
that's
exactly.
a good
Well,
thing.
I missed my birthday
Hmm.
and my first year anniversary
Oh.
because I was in the hospital from June 10th to September 2nd.
Mm.
Yeah,
Well, again, man, you're out of the hospital, and
yeah,
we wish you well and full
yeah,
recovery and all that stuff. Um, so what do you say? Okay, so I want to go back to the AMBW because obviously this is the AMBW channel.
yeah,
So that's what we, it's called
yeah.
AMBW channel. That's called that for a very specific reason. But so I going over your videos on your channel. Some of them go a while back. Some of them are like 13 years old.
Yeah.
Um, so that's a long while, man. So can you tell us this obviously I have questions regarding your interest in AMBW before you met your wife. So I was just wondering how did that begin for you? How did you get into AMBW like all those years ago?
Well, I don't. I've always had an attraction towards black women when I was younger. I just when I was younger, like in high school, I didn't really think like black women liked Asian guys, so I kind of I didn't date. Well, I didn't date at all in high school, but like I really didn't think black girls liked Asian guys. So I just didn't date anyone because I had no interest to date white girls. Like, so I ended up just not dating anyone. I didn't have my first date until I was like 19. I think I was even I don't know I was like 20 21, and I dated this girl, and we ended up we actually I was in a Christian transitional housing program, and she like me and her dated. She was a single mom. We dated, and that's what started me actually like really liking black women. That's when I started like dating. Like I've only dated exclusively black women like for pretty much my whole life since then.
Well, I'm sure that there'll be a lot of black women out there who are happy to hear that, even though he is married. So,
Yeah,
hands off, ladies. No, just no, but you know what? No, honestly, David, yeah, that's great, man.
yeah,
I feel like more Asian guys should be more open to, you know what I mean, dating outside the race, right?
I think so
And
too.
I brought this up with another guest the other night, but I was basically talking to them, and I was saying, like more Asian guys, like, and David, I'm sure you've heard about this, right? Growing up as an Asian American, that a lot of Asian guys, initially when they want to date outside their race, they usually go for what? White women,
White girls, yeah,
exactly. And
yeah,
then you have a lot of black women, who are actually interested in us, right? Actually interested in dating
yeah,
us. You know what I mean? And so I feel like you know, uh, uh, not it's not shade against black women, but I feel like we just said, most Asian guys aren't really considering dating black women, because like I said, they usually
yeah,
go for white women. So so David, I mean, it's good to know that that you are one of that you know obviously before you met your wife that you were very open minded, you know,
yeah. I
um,
was,
and so. But what would you say, David, to like I said, just to all those guys who I, just sort of mention, you know what I mean, like who mostly just want to date white women and don't really want to date Asian girls. What would you say to them to sort of get them to be more open minded, right? When it comes to potential relationship.
I would just tell them don't close yourself off to just one group of women because there's amazing women out there of like every different persuasion. Don't just say I just want to date white women, like because for all you know, God might have a black woman out there planned for you, and if you just date white women, you'll never meet her.
Absolutely, well said. Well said, and yeah, everyone should listen to David. They should listen to me when what we're saying. Hey, what I mean, like you can meet a black woman, you could meet like an Indian woman, you can meet Hispanic woman, mixed woman, all kinds. Like
Yeah.
I'll be honest, when I was in college at first, because I went to Arizona State University. When
Nice.
I was in college, there was a lot of Caucasian women. There weren't a whole lot of black women. There were,
Yeah.
right? There were, and I wasn't closed out to dating anybody. But like you, I
Yeah.
didn't really start dating until right around my college, like right before graduation,
Yeah.
time. So I started dating a little bit later too, but I also feel like for me, when I started going out, on dates, it wasn't with white women, you know, it was with everybody else, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you 100%. I feel like yeah, everyone should be open minded, and in the end, yeah, be open to dating black women, be open to dating women who are interested in you and treat you well. Period. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Don't close yourself off. And the same thing goes for the women too. You know what I mean? If you're black or even if you're not black, if you're Latina or white watching this, you know what I mean? Don't just, think, oh, I'm going to date this, this type of man only, or you know what I mean, this type of man can only make me happy. No. You never know. Yeah, you never know. And reading the comments here, we have a few comments. Or BT, is his wife black? I'm assuming you're talking about David. Well, David, I don't know. Is your wife black?
Yes, she is.
Awesome. Yeah, because we because obviously, yeah, because we've been talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she is black. Yes. Um. Yeah, David. So, let's see here. So, I guess like, what was your interest, right, when you initially started your YouTube channel? like I said, you've been on YouTube for a while, right?
Yeah, since 2010, I think.
Mm. Yeah. So what got you started there? Why did you start to think about starting your own YouTube?
My original interest when I first started on YouTube was, um, well, I wanted to talk about. Well, I my first video that I made on YouTube was why it was why I adore black women video. That's actually my most viewed video on YouTube. Well, like that was my original like intent. Once I made that video, that's when I started making more AMBW videos because I saw I got a lot of views for that, and like I was like, maybe I have a thing here going on, so I decided to make more AMBW videos, and then I decided also I wanted to like talk about Christianity. Like I do a lot of like debating with atheists and stuff.
Oh,
So
okay.
I did some videos where I responded to some atheists, and I did some I remember at once in those early years I had like a kind of like a like a spat with this charismatic Christian guy. Like I forgot what his name was now, but he was like a big fan of this guy named Joseph Prince. And he responded to me because I made a video calling Joseph Prince a false teacher, and me and him kind of went back and forth on that for a little while. And yeah, so that was my early years like in YouTube. And actually back then I was calling myself fanatical for Jesus. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna wrap up this interview, but before I do, um, let me see here. I know that you just sort of, you gave some words of advice or whatever to single Asian dudes watching this video, but to all the single black women watching this video and who are interested, in Asian men, like what would you say to them?
So
You know.
black women are interested in Asian men. I would say don't give up. Like don't give up your hope on getting with an Asian guy. Like we are out there. Like there are those of us who do like black women. I I hate to say it 'cause I'm very traditional in my views. Like I think the man should pursue the woman, but a lot of Asian guys like a lot of Asian guys tend to be like,
They're shy.
yeah, they're shy. They don't want to get out. They don't want to go out and like pursue a woman, or at least not pursue a black woman or pursue a woman that is outside their race because they're shy. So I would say if there's an Asian guy that you really like and you want to be with and you want to give him a shot, make yourself known to him. Like reach out to him, and like just let him know, hey, I like you. Like want to give this a shot and see. And I'm pretty sure if you did that, you'd be pleasantly surprised about how he feels towards you.
Yep, absolutely. So basically, what he's saying, ladies, is that you should date Asian men only because we're the best. There's no
Exactly.
better than us. I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, consider dating us because we're awesome.
Exactly.
All right. Well, David, I don't want to keep you on too late. I know it's like a little bit later where you are, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna let you go. But I want to
Yeah.
thank you for sitting down with me and talking for a bit. And I will say this: you are absolutely welcome back here on this channel anytime you
Okay.
want.
Thank you.
Anytime you want. Just we'll plan things in advance. But and if you guys, even if you and your wife are both interested in coming on and doing sort of like a couples interview or whatever,
Okay.
talking about your marriage. I'm sure there will be a lot of people, especially a lot of women who would love to see something like that. So,
All right.
like I said, it's whatever happens, right? So whatever you guys are
Yeah.
cool with. All right, and everybody watching, if you made it to the end of this video, awesome. Please like this video, like. Yeah, like this video, like the stream, like the video, hit the thumbs up button, comment, subscribe if you're not subbed already. Sub to David's channel. I will include the link in the video description. And David, before we go, do you have anything else you want to say to anybody?
Um, I can't think of anything right now. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to come on here and talk about this.
Thank you for joining us. And like I said, we're all about positive vibes on show. Actually, you know what? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay,
Can
yeah.
you,
Let's
can
just
you
say,
send
let's go
me
with
the
that
link
positive vibes.
Can you
No,
send me the link to the replay of this video? I'd like to
yeah.
watch it. Like,
I will. Yeah, we'll send you the link to this video. But yeah,
okay.
like I said, we are. No matter what's going on right now in the world, we are glad that you are safe. We're glad that you're back
Then,
on your feet, and that we wish you a full speedy recovery. and stay healthy, stay alive, because you know what I mean. You're you're a very interesting person, and you're an awesome guest. So,
Hey,
we hope you're well and stay well. And like I said, everybody, that's it.
oh,
Uh,
I would like to say, I got me and my wife do have a Facebook group. For those of you who are on Facebook, if you're a AMBW, if you're an Asian man or a black woman who's a Christian, and you would like to be in an AMBW group for Christians, our group is called Bonded in Grace, an AMBW group. Like, look it up and join it.
you know what? Let me pull it up really quickly. That's your group. I didn't know that was your group.
Yeah,
I didn't know that was your group. But here, let me share this really quickly so people know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm in the group too. So everyone, there it is right there. That's the name of it. You can look it up on Facebook. You check it out. There's a lot of interesting discussion, media stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah.
So I will include the link to both of those in this video.
All
Well,
right,
that's
thank
all the
you.
time we have tonight, Mr. David. But again, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us tonight. We really
All
appreciate
right.
it.
Yeah,
Um,
you're
and
welcome.
yeah, and everyone sub to his channel. But until then, I have some more interviews coming pretty soon. So stick around for that. Stay tuned for that later on. But until then, guys, thank you very much. Sub to the channel. Stay safe and see you. See you next video. Bye bye.
Bless.